Hi, I'm Taylor Dash. I'm a local realtor here in Temple with EG Realty. This is part one of a 5-part complete guide to investing from out of state in Temple, Texas. Over the next 5 videos, I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know about investing here, why this market, how to buy remotely, property management, the math, and then how I help investors do this every single week. By the end of the series, you're going to know exactly if Temple, Texas belongs in your portfolio. So let's get started with the first one. Why Temple? Texas has no state income tax, so that just means more cash flow in your pocket. We do have property taxes in Temple, 2.2%. That's what it normally is unless you're buying in a kind of a weird area. The location, guys. Temple is 60 miles from Austin, about 30, 40 miles from Waco. Temple has a significantly lower point of entry than Austin, and you're still getting that growth from Austin without having the Austin prices. For an example, listen, the median home price in Temple, Texas is $255,000. In Austin, the median home price is over $550,000. So huge difference. Investors, you are not going to probably buy a $250,000 home in Temple. That's just the median. That's like a good first-time home buyer range. Investors will get a little bit lower. We're gonna get into that though later. Bell County is one of the fastest growing counties in Texas, and also Temple was ranked as one of the best places to live by various articles and magazines. So Temple is getting on the map. It's not a huge town, but there's definitely a lot of benefits to living here, and there's a lot of benefits to investing here. So what is the economic driver? The economic driver in Temple is going to be Baylor Scott & White because it is, so listen, Baylor Scott & White in Temple is the 11th largest hospital in Texas. And you can see it and be like, whenever you see it from above, it's absolutely giant. It employs over 8,000 people. They're still adding things onto this, and it's a teaching hospital. For me, one of my main investment strategies, midterm rental, and that's where I get most of my midterm rental tenants. And then about 40 minutes from here, we have Fort Cavazos or Fort Hood. Fort Hood has over 45,000 soldiers and civilian contractors. It is one of the largest military bases in the world as well. And you're thinking, it's like 40 minutes away from Temple. Does that really even matter? Yes, and here's why. Whenever you get stationed at Fort Hood, the immediate surrounding to Fort Hood is gonna be Killeen and then Harker Heights. Those are the 2 biggest cities in between Fort Hood and Temple. Now, if you have, there's a lot of reasons why people don't want to live in these 2 cities, and so they go to Temple. It's not a super far drive, and it's worth it for the quality of life that they would be getting in Killeen versus Temple. These 2 institutions create a constant flow of tenants. You have travel nurses, you have health professionals, and you have military. And I have personally had these tenants, work with these tenants, and these are the best tenants. Military or health professional, they're good tenants. And listen, the best thing about Temple is that your tenants they're spread across those 2 main industries and then other smaller industries, but the 2 main economic drivers are recession-proof. I mean, the hospital they're not gonna shut the 11th largest hospital in Texas down, and they're not gonna shut down Fort Hood. So these are recession-proof. There's always gonna be a demand here. And that also helps on the sell side. All right, so let's talk about the numbers. The typical numbers here, so for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, you're looking at monthly rentals anywhere between like $1,500 and like $1,750 for a 3-2. Depends on the size, it depends on the age. There's a lot of things that come into play, but we're talking averages here. So the cap rate, the normal cap rate in Temple is going to be between 6 to 8%. Now that's average. I shoot personally for like 12 to 18%. The more risk you take on, really, the higher it's gonna be. If you buy an older property, you're gonna get a higher cap rate. That's just how it works. A newer property is gonna have a lower cap rate, but you're gonna get other benefits. So that's the name of the game. If you have, the other thing that's good about Temple is really has a spot for everybody. If you are looking for a tax write-off and you're okay with a 6% cap rate, Temple has neighborhoods that are perfect for that. And then if you want cash flow, Temple has neighborhoods that are perfect for that as well. And then there's plenty of exit strategies. Occupancy rates in Bell County are above 92%. Here's the other thing about Temple. This doesn't really apply anymore because the interest rates are really high. But what I do when I'm analyzing a market, I kind of just do a lazy analysis, and I look at the rents and I look at the sales price and I see how close they are to the 1% rule. Temple has plenty of homes that make that 1% rule and are even better. In Dallas or San Antonio, you're lucky to hit a 5% cap rate. So there's a lot of benefits that come with investing in Temple. Why now? So for the people who are like looking for a tax write-off, okay with a lower cap rate, there's so many builders right now offering cheap debt. Omega, Kiela, Stylecraft builders, they are offering interest rates, between like 4 and 5%. And then relative to its growth, the housing industry is still underbuilt. So even if you don't buy a brand new build, you are still going to be getting the appreciation from investing in Temple because the prices are going to go up whenever you have more people coming in than are leaving. So that's how I see it. If Temple is still growing, that's a good sign for appreciation. The window where you can buy a cash flowing property with these interest rates is probably closing. So why not jump in right now? The prices are gonna go up eventually. I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 10 years. So I think you'd be doing yourself a favor in the future to buy something in Temple and at least see how it performs. I guarantee it's gonna outperform the majority of markets in Texas. That's the macro case for Temple, Texas. In the next part, I'm going to show you how to buy rental property here, even if you live in New York, California, Washington, wherever you live. If you don't live in Texas, this video is going to be for you. I'm going to walk you through my exact process that I take with my out-of-state investor clients, from finding the property all the way to closing without ever even getting on a plane. Guys, I'm going to link part 2 down here as soon as it's live. I'm Taylor Dash with EG Realty. If you don't want to wait for the full series to come out, I have probably the most valuable page for investors on my site, templetexashomes.net/investing. And there's also going to be links down in the description. Please reach out to me. If you reach out to me personally, I will send you a full investor guide. And listen, I'm going to make it even better. If you're really interested in investing in this market, send me something that you like, give me your goals, and I will create literally a full investor guide catered to you. This is gonna be a detailed guide, and I can give you even a full detailed plan specifically to you. So reach out to me. You can call me, text me, email me. I'm gonna put my Calendly down below as well. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let's get it.